It's a Saturday morning in Denmark. Year 850. A warrior who raided 3 villages last month is sitting by the fire, combing his hair. For 20 straight minutes. Tweezers next to him. Ear scoop next to that. This is not a spa day. This is Tuesday-level routine, except it's Saturday, and that matters more than you think. Because the image you have of Vikings, filthy, matted, blood-crusted raiders, is almost completely backwards. The real story isn't Vikings were surprisingly clean. It's that everyone else in Europe was about to get a lot dirtier, and the Vikings were the outlier holding the line. Let's start with the word you already use. Every single week. Saturday. In Old Norse, the Vikings language, the word was laugardagr. Break it down. Laugar means bath. Dagger means day. Saturday. Literally, bath day. Not the day before church. Not market day. Bath day. This wasn't a one-off custom. It was scheduled, weekly, non-negotiable, the way you schedule laundry. And that word didn't disappear. Say it out loud in Swedish today. Lordag. Icelandic. Laugardagr. Same root. 1,200 years later. You cannot accidentally build a recurring national bath day into your calendar. That takes infrastructure. That takes discipline. That takes actually caring. But a weekly scrub down is the easy part of the story. Here's where it gets strange. Archaeologists digging through Viking settlements keep finding the same object over and over in almost every grave, every trading post, every longhouse floor. Combs. Not decorative. Functional. Carved from antler or bone, with teeth fine enough to pull lice eggs out of hair strand by strand. Alongside them, tweezers, nail cleaners, ear scoops, sometimes tiny toothpicks, full grooming kits, worn on belts, carried into battle. Think about that for a second. A raiding party, men about to cross open water to attack a monastery, packing tweezers. That's not vanity. That's a maintained standard. Every day, not just Saturday. So we've got a scheduled bath day and daily grooming kits. But the detail that really breaks the dirty barbarian myth wasn't written by a Viking at all. It was written by their enemy. An English monk named John of Wallingford recorded a complaint from the 11th century, right when Danish settlers were living across England. His complaint wasn't that the Danes were violent, or that they were pagan, or that they were loud. His complaint was that they combed their hair daily, bathed every Saturday, changed their clothes regularly, and because of that, English women found them irresistible. Read that again. An English chronicler was angry that Viking-descended men were too well-groomed, that local men couldn't compete. The stereotype you were handed, filthy invader, was, according to the actual historical record, closer to the best-groomed man in the room. But then how? No soap aisle. No hot running water. How does a culture with zero modern plumbing outclean everyone around them? Chemistry. Simple chemistry, repeated for centuries. Vikings made a harsh soap by combining wood ash with animal fat, a process that produces lye, the same compound still used in soap making today. They used it on their bodies. And, evidence suggests, on their hair. Some Norse men deliberately bleached their hair blonde with a lye-based solution, strong enough to also kill lice on contact. One product. 2 functions, cosmetic and medical. That's not primitive. That's efficient. So if the Vikings were this disciplined about hygiene, why does the unwashed barbarian image still dominate movies, TV, textbooks? Because of what happened after the Viking Age, not before it. However, as Christian influence spread further across medieval Europe, attitudes toward bathing shifted. Hard. Public bathing, once common in Roman-influenced towns, increasingly got tied to sin, vanity, and, later, disease. Then the plague hit. During outbreaks of the Black Death, physicians began advising people to avoid bathhouses entirely. The belief was that hot water opened the pores and let disease straight into the body. So bathhouses closed. Across entire regions. For generations, parts of medieval and early modern Europe treated water on skin as a health risk, not a hygiene practice. Meanwhile, up north, Scandinavian communities kept their bath day, kept their combs, kept the routine going, unbothered by Southern Europe's water paranoia. Here's the reframe. The dirty ages you picture. That's not the Viking Age. That's what came after it. Once fear of water replaced Saturday bath day across most of the continent. The people you were taught to see as the dirty ones were, for a stretch of history, the cleanest people in Europe. And the civilized world around them got progressively dirtier, by policy, not by accident. Grooming, bathing, delousing, hair care, daily maintenance, not once a decade panic scrubbing. A weekly ritual precise enough to survive in language for over 1,000 years. A reputation for cleanliness so strong it made an enemy chronicler jealous on behalf of his own countrymen. Now think about your own Saturday. Same root word, same rough idea, a day to reset, to clean up, to start the week fresh. Except you've got hot water on demand, engineered soap, a mirror, a whole aisle of grooming products. They had ash, animal fat, a bone comb, and a fire. And, by most accounts, they were doing it more consistently than half of Europe would manage for the next several hundred years. So next time someone pictures a Viking as some grunting, filth-covered raider, picture the comb. Picture the tweezers on the belt. Picture the Saturday that gave your Saturday its name. The raiders weren't dirty. History just got the timeline backwards.